What is up, and welcome everybody to a special day for the BOL Premier League. We have a match rescheduled from Sunday to tonight. So I am Chung Selma. I'm joined by Turk tonight, stepping in here. We are going to have Literal Monkeys facing off against the Shattered Spire tonight. And Turk, how we doing tonight?
I'm doing great, man. I'm glad I got the call up to the big leagues here, so I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. You were telling me a bit about the lore behind the scenes, and obviously both of these teams go way back. So you've had a chance to see both of these teams play. So I'm kind of curious to see what you're thinking for tonight as they go head to head.
Yeah, it definitely should be an interesting match here. And thanks to, the aspect of BOL Premier League, we get to see all the teams play every single time. So these guys already had their time in the sun on stream here. Little Monkeys sadly did go down 2-1 in their series, while Shattered Spire picked up a 2-1 victory. Little Monkeys looked very convincing in the second game that they played, but it seemed that some points in the game they were just like not on the same page on plays they were making. While on the side of the Shattered Spire, a lot of these players have played together. If anybody watched BOL Emerald last season, two of the players on this team are on the winning roster of Boostus and Witch Black Mass, and they've been playing together for a long time. So the rest of the team really just trying to play around them. And we already see it being focused here by Literal Monkeys, banning out 280 carries away from Boostus. Despite the misfortune nerfs, this champion is still as strong as ever. It's just some armor nerfs on her. We're getting a Jinx ban away now with the attack speed cap change this patch, and Yuntal being just a ridiculously broken item. Not surprised to see those two banned away here.
No, not one bit at all here, and it looks like, yeah, they've been targeting a lot of that bot side. That's all three bans now being thrown down towards Boostus and Penguini here, so we'll see what that first pick comes through as. I mean, both of those ADs were kind of shared by both of those players, so it'll be interesting to see if they want to go for something more traditional like a B1 Ashe. That could be a decent option. Of course, you're going to have a lot of different windows here. Skarner still being up is a great one. Even after the Skarner nerf, still seems like a very strong champion. There are a couple champs that tend to do pretty well into him, but those champions aren't necessarily so meta. Something like an Ivern comes to mind, or even a Morgana jungle, but once again, those aren't nearly as meta as what you might expect, so the Skarner slots in really well to any team comp. It's a really solid B1.
Yeah, I mean, despite Skarner getting slightly nerfed this patch, just really the stun duration on the E getting affected there, champion's still going to be as strong as ever, and we're going to see an Amumu locked in here for Witch Black Mass. Not really surprising. I've been seeing like the prevalence of the Andrews users really rise with the nerfs of a lot of these bruises in the jungle of the Wukong and the Viego. So Amumu's priority. It's a good matchup into Skarner, so not surprised to see this one. And then we see the Varus picked up here.
Yeah.
Still a super strong 80 carry. The attack speed change helping him a lot. I heard Bork ADCs are kind of in the scene right now with like the likes of Twitch, Vayne, Varus coming back, and we got the classic Freljord bot lane. Ash Braum, what are your thoughts on this one, Turk?
Ashram is a really solid bot lane. Now, the one thing that you do have the option if you're on the side of red, as they do R3 their mid, this is perfectly fine too, but you do have that option to pivot away from that engage style now, especially with that front line of Mumu that you have. If you can draft something up top side that can kind of go along with that Amumu, I think you'll be pretty strong there. But of course, yeah, the Ash Braum, it shows your hand. You're anticipating them to be going into you, and with the Amumu pick, that makes sense. So we'll see exactly what they want to do with that bot side pairing. That'll be interesting. Varus just seems to be one of those champions that no matter what you do, you can nerf him, you can buff him like 10 patches later after you think he's gone, it doesn't matter. He's always going to be back, whether it's in the competitive scene or the pro scene. So yeah, I agree with you on that regard there. It seems like Varus, just a really staple pick. Not too surprised to see that one either coming through here. And as we do see one of these bans, we do see the Cassante. That to me makes a lot of sense, especially if you are on that blue side. Seems to be one of those champions that you can blind pick and usually get away with it here. So we'll see what we end up seeing here on the side of the Shattered Spire here for their R4. It'll be interesting to see if they want to pick that support and save the counter for the top or vice versa.
Yeah, I mean, knowing Penguin, the AO Penguin, she's the support for Spire. She likes to play a lot of enchanters, so wouldn't be shocked to see a Lulu come out to pair up with this Varus and then look for another engage option in the top lane, maybe like the Orin, a Malphite or something like that. While on the side of Monkeys, Evil Gumi, he likes to play more of these bruises and stuff like that. He had a pretty good series, despite them losing that one. It was a little rough for them, but his Gwen was pretty clean despite getting the loss, if I remember correctly. I got the old age memories, so don't
You and me both,
quote
don't
me if
worry.
I get it wrong.
You and me both.
But I mean, for the draft so far on both sides, we have really solid engage and disengage at the same time on the side of Literal Monkeys. Braum can be used as that disengage tool
Yeah.
or a follow-up engage after an Ashe ult or a Skarner ult, while the side of like Shattered Spire, they have the Amumu Go button. They could use that as their main engage or look for, something else with the secondary engage and follow up. And we're going to
Wow.
see a Zyra picked up here. I know this has been pretty prevalent in the professional scene. In the jungle, not really so much support, but I know when a champion is strong for a while, like you said, and then gets nerfed and then forgotten about forever, it still comes back into prevalency and is still as strong as ever. And we're seeing a Silas hover right now. I do like the option of picking up a Silas. It's always
I
a good
like it a lot
matchup against
here.
an Ari, and
Yeah,
there's a lot of good ultimates to steal right now.
exactly. I think the Silas goes super ham here. If they lock that in, that's all 4 ults that they could take. And yeah, the Ari ult, 100% when it comes to that duel, more than likely you'll be able to take her with the base stats that you have and the stick ability. And of course with that Amumu too. So those 2 ults, let alone the other 2. But that's a huge pick here to me. The one thing I do want to take quick note of, the Shattered Spire with their team comp here. I like the phase 1, I like the idea of it, but even that to me seemed like a bit AP heavy, but now that you've locked in the Zyra, that's ultra AP heavy here. So we'll see how they index for their R5, whether they want to send that Zyra support like you were talking about. I doubt it. Maybe they will. Chances are it's either the Zyra support or the Amumu support. I think that's really what it's going to be, right? So no matter which way you look at it here, to me, it's anyone's guess right now. Truth be told, I don't quite know. The Aatrox coming through, that makes a lot of sense to me. That's a really safe blind pick that you can do. Bruiser-esque, it's solid, so kind of gives you that front to back that you really do need. And yeah, it'll be interesting here as we do see this R5 coming through. So those are a couple, if not a few flexes there, my man.
What?
I'm not sure either. I'll be honest with you.
Is it a Mumu top maybe
No,
picked up
it
here?
can't be. It can't be.
Like I really wish I could, give some insight onto who is going where on the side of this Shattered Spire draft. We can only be left here to speculate. Maybe it's a Zyra top. Who
Dude,
really
I don't
knows?
even
This
know
is
right now.
I mean, we can look at the Monkeys draft here. Very much stock standard. It's very solid. It's very solid comp. You have the 2 Drain Tank Bruises of Silas and Aatrox. You have the front line of a Skarner and Braum, and then an Ashe to be that facilitator, not so much the main carry ADCs as like your likes of like Jinx and Vayne and all this stuff. She's going to be used with the W's on her auto, the slow on the W, and then also, and she had the Crystal Arrow stun from across the map to be helping out the team a lot more. I think if you're looking at it from a standard style of League of Legends gameplay, Literal Monkeys has won this draft, but
no question.
maybe the spice that the Spire has drafted is going to throw a wrench into what Monkeys is trying to do.
It's entirely possible. I mean, it's throwing a wrench into my brain right now. I can't really comprehend who's going where in this team comp, and I'm sure the Monkeys are thinking the same thing. They're not exactly sure where these champions are going to be going themselves either, but as you mentioned, I really think when it comes down to it, like the core basics, front to back style team comp, skirmish heavy, like it 100% goes to the side of Monkeys. There's no question about that at all. It's just whether they can execute, and if they can, then it looks like their team comp should be able to get them through here. As far as I would be concerned, if I'm a player looking at this scenario, it's like this is exactly what we'd want for our game 1. We get all the comfort picks that we could ever need, and from my point of view, if I was that player, I'd say the team comp that we're going against here isn't very cohesive. They don't really have a frontliner other than the Amumu, and even then, we're not sure if that Amumu is going support at this point in time right now. And if it is, then obviously it won't be nearly as tanky. So those are some of the questions that I have right now, Chong. At the end of the day, it really is anybody's game. It really does come down to execution, come down to micro to macro game decisions, game awareness, etc. So that's where I'm sitting at.
Yeah, I mean, I think looking at these 2 drafts and knowing players on both sides, I think just based off of the players alone, I would have to favor the Spire side. But for draft, it's Literal Monkeys, and I think anybody would be able to pick up this first game here. And, we will find out who's laning where on the side of Spire when we come back from a break. We'll be right back.
We'll see you soon.
And welcome back, everybody. Here we are for game number 1 of this matchup. We got Literal Monkeys on the blue side, Shattered Spire on the red side, and we finally found out during spectator delay this is a Nocturne top lane. And I did some research, I did some deep diving. The last time we had seen this champion in the top lane was during season 11 Professional League of Legends. So it's been quite some time here, Turk.
We should have done a little bit more digging on Zyra's support too. I wonder the last time Zyra's support was played as well. That might have been a hot minute too. But there you go. The more you know, and yeah, you and I were both wondering, we're like, it's probably been a couple of years. It's like, nope, we're showing our age again. It's been
Yeah,
all that time.
Yeah, I mean, it has been quite some time here, but looking overall at, runes and masteries, from what I'm seeing, everything looks standard here. Anything standing out to you?
Nothing too much right now. The electrocute buffs, as far as I know, came through, so we do see 2 electrocute abusers currently, and we'll see how well it ends up piloting out for themselves right now, as we do see both top laners here just jogging for prio, but you can see Nocturne just doing a good job of being able to push them off, and that's kind of the one thing we didn't really get a chance to talk too much about because we didn't know where the champions were going. That Nocturne should be able to get a lot of priority into this Aatrox early, especially with that spell shield, the AoE autos that you can see right there. So this push does not surprise me one bit here, and it'll be interesting to see how this Nocturne really does fit into this team comp because that semi-global all has such an impact on those side lanes. It's just, are you able to get that off? It's almost akin to a Twisted Fate, where the first ult is so important. So are we able to see that come through from the side of Spire or not? That's the one thing I'm looking at right now.
Yeah, and I mean, both of these top laners are going to be able to sustain up pretty well up here, thanks to the likes of their kits. And we're going to see a little bit of a trade here. Evil Gumi going to dash away from that one, and we see a flash here in the bottom lane. Some good trade back from the side of Boosters and AO Penguin, but TDK and DOV Ice able to get that pressure. Ice using both of their summoners here, their flash and exhaust, and burning the cleanse from Boosters and the flash from AO Penguin. So I think if you're the side of Monkeys, you are happy with that trade just because of the pressure you have. And another flash up here in the top lane, Winfrey having to dash away from Q3 from Evil Gumi because that would have been a chance at another kill in this early game. So a lot of flashes burned here by the side of Spire. So Monkeys looking good in this early portion of the game.
Oh,
As
here
we
we
see
go.
Poppy Fox already down here bottom lane. We know Penguin has no flash, and they're going to go down to Skarner. Boosters looking to trade back here onto Poppy Fox. Gets the snipe with the Q, and down goes Poppy Fox, a 1-for-1 trade. And at the same time, we see Witch Black Mask up here in the top lane. The fear onto Evil Gumi. He's trying to dash away. We see the spell shield out of the Nocturne, and down goes the Aatrox. And then another solo kill in this mid lane. Pinaholic picking it up there on Cool Pro Ninja, and that is already feet in the span of 45 seconds going over to the side of the Shattered Spire. Oh my gosh, already so much action across the rift.
Ooh, take a breath. So much action happening so quickly there. And it was very interesting to see because earlier on we were talking about how well the Monkey side laners were doing there, applying all the pressure that they were, but you could see how quickly Shattered Spire is able to interject in that instance right there. And yeah, that's 3 kills in all 3 of those lanes coming through almost simultaneously. Really good answer from Boostus on that original gank from the Skarner there, Poppy. And it looked really good coming through originally, but just the overstep came through, and by the time that you stack those Varus passives with that auto and you're able to get that Q through, you're going to get that kill on the Skarner, so they answer in every way and more.
Yeah, I mean, Boost is able to hit the bladed arrow. I don't think he had to do the empowered version to be able to get the execute damage. I think just the passive stacks was enough there from the blade stacks. And also just really good idea of map states on the side of, Spire with Witch Black Mask on the opposite side of Poppy Fox, able to just get up there and get that gank onto Evil Gumi, who had to try to push out that side lane. And you already said that the spell shield on the side of Nocturne was going to be very good into Aatrox, and we saw it work out there, blocking the Q3, so all the damage and the knockup just not working. Gets pulled away there by the chains, and just a little bit of trading in the top lane. Hopefully a little bit of calm as we see the Dragon start to be proud here by the side of Literal Monkeys, but Shattered Spire looking to respond. And it looks like they're just going to get out here.
Yeah, Pinaholic's doing a really good job with this matchup. Of course, when you're that ranged into melee, pending any unforeseen trades with that Silas, you're going to have that prio in that lane, and that gives you those windows to roam. And in that instance, we don't see really much come through, but you can expect to see this a lot more from Pinaholic here on this Ari, and I wouldn't be surprised to see that focus being applied bot lane as much as possible here. But once again, you could just see he's doing such a good job in this matchup, and very often he'll end up dipping into fog, kind of hiding, and then forcing the enemy team to kind of respond in some way, shape, or form here. But we are seeing this cross map coming through as we do see a Mumu on that top side, just stealing a couple camps there. Of course, we do have the grubbies as well, so it looks like the trades are going to be coming through as we see the pings. And even though we've seen a really fast-paced early game.
Oh, and in the meantime, as
Oh,
Dragon goes down, Witch Black Mask gets the flash gank into the mid lane, and down again goes Cool Pro Ninja, who's having a bit of a rough start to the BOL Premier League. You know, a couple solo deaths in lane, but you know they still have their flashy moments on the likes of the Yasuo that they busted out in some of these picks. So hopefully they're able to get some of those going in this game. And in the meantime, you know, you said the cross map had been started up, and the grubs are going to go over to the side of Shattered Spire.
yeah, and that kill we just didn't see. We just didn't happen to notice. It must have happened so fast there, and it actually does look like the flash was burned there from the Amumu netting that kill, but that's huge. Right on top of that, with that cross map, you now also get an additional kill. So we see 4 members minus the support, of course, with all those kills right now, and that goal is evenly distributed here, up about 2K at 7 minutes. Nothing too crazy by any means, but that's exactly where you want to be right now with a team comp that you have drafted with Spires, because you want to get ahead as quickly as you can so you can start to really snowball and push that lead. Otherwise, you and I were talking about it before the game started. Draft wise, it looks like they're not going to win this, but individually, if they can get those leads, really start to snowball that game, then I think it's a completely different story. And so far, they're definitely showing it.
Yeah, Spire definitely on a good start to this game. They have the jungle advantage. We see Witch Black Mass already level 6 to Poppy Fox is level 5. Top lane is even in CS, and it looks like Winfrey is going for the boosted strategy. DLV Ice flashes in here on the Pineaholic, gonna get CC'd up thanks to the Braum passive, and it looks like Cool Pro Ninja gonna try to pick this one up. Pineaholic looking to kite this one
Give
out, with
it.
trying to give it over. Oh no, Poppy
No!
Fox snipes it with the Q.
No.
No need to do that, man. He was gonna die into the turret, but you still get the kill there. It still feels good. And even though it doesn't go over to the okay, a little bit of trading up
Oh,
here.
huge trade.
Winfrey's gonna get pulled back, and it looks like the fear does go off. So Evil Gumi not able to stay on top of it, not willing to burn the ultimate or even the flash for it. So just very good lane pressure of Gumi, like trying his best to outplay the spell shield as DOV Ice is going to take up some more damage. Has to be careful. Doesn't have the flash, is going to get rooted up here, and then the follow from the corrupting chains. But
Oof.
Skarner's here for the gank. He's level 6. He's going to get a double pull under the turret. Flash away by AO Penguin. Boostus gets stunned up, dies. The curse of the sad mummy. It's big, but it's being kited out here by the side of literal monkeys. TDK is going bananas on the side of the monkeys, and he picks up a shutdown onto Witch Black Mass, and that is massive for the side of monkeys. TDK basically gets away with murder there on that play, and so does DV Ice. He does end up going down in the end of that play, but the amount of tankiness and shielding he gave to his team was huge. But Cool Pro Ninja taking a lot of damage here in the mid lane. Pineaholic still has 2 ult charges left, and it's not going to look to go under the turret. It's a little too risky. Never mind, he's looking for it. Oh, if those chains hit, I think Pineaholic would have been down there. Cool Pro Ninja really playing on the edge there.
Yeah, it's so much trading happening in this mid lane, so much action happening bot, and this is a very fast-paced game. At one point, it looks so good for the side of Spire, but at the end of the day, we're now sitting at 5-5, nearly 1K gold lead. Absolutely nothing in that instance right now. Kills are equalized, and that's a really good heads-up play there from PBT and Ice down on that bot side, able to drag that fight out as long as what they were, get Poppy in the area, and could be in a little bit of trouble here, but wisely so decides just to hop over that wall and continue on farming up. And overall, really good response here from Monkeys being able to claw their way back into this here, and I think they're feeling really good with this game state now, even though 3-4 minutes ago they most certainly weren't.
Yeah, and I just wanted to take a note and talk about Poppy Fox's build here. You know, has the grasp for the rune of choice, but went for the full Sunfire cape as their first item, not choosing to go for that
The heart
heart
steal.
steal that we see a lot of the times. And wait, never mind, we're getting gank in the mid lane. Pineaholic having to dash away. Really good play by the side of literal monkeys, all grouping up here. But in the meantime, top lane, we see on the mini map, Witch Black Mass is up on top of Evil Gumi. Evil Gumi gonna try to dash this one out, kite it out, gets the ultimate out of Winfrey, but still goes down in the end. Did end up burning Flash, didn't burn ultimate, and in the meantime, the side of Spire going to pick up a lot of plates here thanks to DOV doing all this roaming. Never mind, we get more plays up in this top lane. Curse of the Sad Mummy on the 3, but Winfrey gets awarded out. The kill does go to Cool Pro Ninja. So really good response there as they're still looking at the Pineaholic potentially. But I think what they're really targeting is these Void Grubs, not wanting to give over 6 and also not wanting to give over more feat stacks to the side of Shattered Spire.
Pineaholic able to survive that initial gank. We'll see about this one.
Okay.
Still has that second. Still has the remaining dash. Okay, so Pinaholic absorbing a lot of pressure here, and you can see exactly why that translates. As we do see that kill coming in that bot side, we also get
Wait,
2.5, 3 plates. The TP comes through here. We do have the ult from Gumi, but it
wait,
looks
Pinaholic
like
also died in the mid lane.
oh he did, didn't he?
I looked away for a second.
We were just hyping him up.
I looked away for a second. There was a dead TDK on the screen. Wait, which Black Mask going to go in over the wall here? It's going to be a 2v2 between top. Oh, wait, never mind. Cool Pro Ninja on the roam over. They're looking to get a lot of damage on the Whip Black Mask. The Cataclysm comes out. Not Cataclysm. The Glacial Fissure comes out. Cool Pro Ninja going to try to kite this one
All the
out
way.
and stay alive. Winfrey going to get a lot of damage on here and gets one stolen away, actually. Poppy Fox going to Tokyo drift his way out after spending it up. But Pinaholic also TP'd in, gets the pick onto ice, and they go down. And that is actually huge that Winfrey picked up one of those grubs, because now that part of the feats does not go over to literal monkeys.
That's right. Pinaholic with that TP able to net that kill, and at one point it looked so doomed there. So doomed for the side of Spire. Just wasn't able to get enough damage there on the Amumu, but at the end of the day, you're able to get in there, net that extra kill, and that's nice now. So as you crucially said, right, you don't get that feat stacked up now. At the end of the day, a lot of pressure has been applied onto this bot side here. We had PBT going down originally, but you can see the amount of damage that's been applied to that bot side turret. They're close to taking 4 plates at this point right now. Still have a minute and a half to play around that. And you can see Pinaholic. Once again, each time he gets that prio, you can just see him disappear into fog. He starts to move down towards the bot side. Is spotted by the hawk shot, though.
Yeah, and at the same time, with the way that Hawkshot was shot up, which Black Mass should be spotted, but with the control that the side of Shattered Spire has, this should just be Dragon going over to them. So that'll put them up 2-1 on the neutral objective portions of the feat, looking to either get the third one. We see an ult channeled here from
That's top side.
Winfrey, just so they can't get in and steal it or TP play for it. So that is a very heads-up play by the side of Shattered Spire, but they still aren't bringing it down fast. Poppy Fox would have had a chance to get in there, but a
See
good
fight
try
top.
out of Pinaholic. A fight top, yeah, and Evil Gumi does go down.
Wow, he does. And that whole time there, that Nocturne R was burned. And crucially, it's really good for the timing on the map. It's also good for the timing on the solo kill here, too. So he's able to net that, get himself a couple plates off that play, too. So you take yourself the Dragon, you get that neutral, that's great. You get that solo kill up top side, you get a couple extra plates. Things are looking really good for the side of Spire. Good
Yeah.
kiting from Pinaholic, but still taking a lot of damage from Pro Ninja. And if he's able to gap close, you can see how much damage that Silas does do. And that's where things start to get a little bit scary here for the Saras. You can see that charm.
Oh, and Cool Pro Ninja picking up the solo kill, stealing the ult away from Pinaholic and using it against them. But definitely also a lot of interesting builds so far in this game, just looking at inventories. And TDK playing with danger there almost gets bandage tossed, and that probably could have been their death right there. But Aatrox going for the Spear Shoujin first. Rich Black Mask going for the new AP Black Cleaver. I do not know the name of this item.
Yeah, I was hoping you knew because I didn't know either.
I do not. I was expecting the Leandries first, but they build out of the same items. So definitely interesting, as Evil Gumi and Winfrey are going to trade again. Winfrey getting the taunt up onto Evil Gumi, still going in on them. They're trading blow for blow, but it's Winfrey who gets the better of this, thanks to Nocturne's just straight up kit being better than Aatrox's in these short little exchanges.
Yeah, the Conqueror helps so much there for Winfrey as he's trading. Yeah, you could see it, right? Comparing that grasp, that's where the real issue becomes. Where if Gumi's able to start stacking that grasp, it's great. But in those long extended trades, that's where he starts to lose. And you can see the damage here. I think this is wise from Amumu pathing down just to try to secure this turret. Decent response here, but it looks like that's going to be first brick, Chong.
And that should be feats over to the side of the Shattered Spine. We can see it there, thanks to Boostus having full boots. The only other one on his team is Winfrey, and they do claim the feats here, so they will be able to get those upgraded boots. Is Cool Pro Ninja going to dive under the turret with the chains and get the kill on the Pinaholic? Cool Pro Ninja, rough early game, popping off in this mid game right now, as Winfrey looking to go in onto Evil Gumi again, and it's going to look like it's going to work out for them. Gumi gonna get the Q3, actually gets the knockup because Winfrey burns the spell shield a little bit early and is able to get away from that one.
Yeah, it's so much trading happening in that bot side, and I'm really glad you mentioned that because I was thinking to myself, Cool Pro Ninja at one point was 0-2. It looked really doomed for him, but being able to claw back 4-2 now with that bounty sitting on top of your head, it just shows you how strong you actually
Winfrey
are.
diving under the turret, and Gumi just gonna go down.
He just R's right in front of his face. He
Yeah, and
doesn't care.
the big thing that I forgot to note is that since Winfrey did steal that fourth grub, they're able to get that Void Might spawn whenever they get onto these turrets. And their team comp is pretty good at just straight up taking down these turrets thanks to the power Nocturne has with the bonus damage and attack speed just naturally built into his kit. Same with the Varus. And we're gonna see Witch Black Mask go in onto Poppy Fox here, but a Q is landed. A curse
Oh,
to the side, Mummy TDK gonna try to have to kite this one out, but Poppy Fox is gonna end up going down. We see a TP being channeled, the UV ice flashing away, gonna get burned down by the ignite here, but Evil Gumi is in. Boost is having the flash away. Gumi popped the ultimate, he's chasing him down. He gets the Q3, flashes in, gets the pickup, gets the reset. TDK trying to get in there and help with his top laner, get the slows onto Yo
oh
Penguin,
wait.
but he's gonna get rooted under turret. Gumi's still gonna look for it, taking a lot of damage. Flash away by Penguin. What an outplay out of this support, picking up almost a second kill onto TDK thanks to those plants. But Cool Pro Ninja gets back to base, and what a crazy play that ended up happening there in this mid lane.
Yeah, that's actually a ridiculous sequence because before all of that happened, we ended up netting all the tier ones. That's top, mid, and bot. That's huge. But then you also end up getting that there. And at the end of the day, looked like a 1-for-1 until we did see Gumi overextending there and then dying under that turret. That was just a good play there from Panguini too. Right, that patience on the flash was key. Just hold it, hold it, hold it. Don't burn it until you absolutely need it. Flashes, walks away, gets the auto. Cool guys don't look at explosions. Off he goes, gets that kill, gets his reset in, and now they're prepped up for this dragon.
Yeah, and also in that fight in the mid lane, Cool Pro Ninja did also just solo kill Pineaholic again in the side lane. We didn't get to talk about that because of the fighting in the mid lane,
This is so much
but
action,
hey,
man.
it ended up being a cross the map 2-for-2. So Little Monkey is going to be happy with that one. But now they are on to this Rift Herald. Pineaholic going to look to come in, but we got a flanking TP on the side of Monkeys. Cooper Ninja is in behind them, stealing away the Nocturne ultimate. He could look to go in onto boost this here, who we know has no flashes. Pineaholic in a lot of trouble, having to use both forms of dashes, has only one left, going to get away. Cooper Ninja not burning the Nocturne ultimate, but Shattered Spire not going to try to let him get away with this one. And we see them now actually retreating back to this mid wave. They have the inside track. They can get the prio back down and start getting some damage onto this tier 2 turret. But we see Monkeys trying to collapse on them, chase them away, and Shattered Spire just instead gonna take up their second dragon of this game.
And wisely so. With that mid prio, even though you don't end up getting that neutral top side, you're still able to swing through, play for this dragon bot. You have all of that vision down here too, so this is most certainly the strongest side of the map. And I like to see what Monkeys is doing here too. They're trying to be as proactive as they can. You can also see the three members that they have towards that top side. You can see Ash and Braum starting to cheat there as well. And a lot of this priorities being established here as they take this tier 1 here. This Rift Herald should be able to get some really good damage on this tier 2, arguably take the tier 2. So really at this point right now, we're playing chess. It's now your turn. What are we going to see from the Shattered Spire as they hover towards mid? Maybe they look to push there, but seems a little disjointed right now to me.
Yeah, we see Zyra up in the top lane. They're riding the Herald backwards towards this mid lane, away from the rotating members of Shattered Spire, but they're already on response. Amumu and Zyra are already in this mid lane. Winfrey never left, and Boostis is stepping out of vision right now. But the Rift Herald is going to go down before it gets its charge onto mid lane, thanks to some nicely used Zyra plants to stop its forward progression.
Yeah, really good defense there from the Shattered Spire. Really good. They're able to negate that Rift Herald. They lose that tier 1 at the cost of a dragon. That's perfectly fine. You're able to grab that, and no worse for the wear at all. That's a big tempo swing there at the end of the day, because really you're hoping for that Rift Herald to net those 2 side lane turrets if you can, and when you're able to respond the way that you are there, it's fantastic, because we do see Poppy Fox walking. Good spell shield though. Wisely.
I I don't know if the Skarner ult actually hit him. I think it was just out of range regardless. But if it did hit, hey, great spell shield out of Winfrey there. But little ambitious maybe out of Poppy Fox to try to get that one, knowing that Nocturne does have the spell shield up. I'm gonna get these two champions confused just because it's a jungler playing top lane. And when I see that, I think of Skarner.
Yeah, yeah. No, I get it. I get it. There's a couple things that my brain's still trying to rack its head around, so I hear you on that. But the pace of the game right now at this point, 20 minutes, it really starts to slow down. Of course, that one neutral you can be playing for is that Atacon. And as far as I'm concerned, Chong, to be completely real with you, I think that Atacon's such a bait.
It
Especially
is.
at this
Okay,
point in
thank
the
you.
game.
Thank
It's
you.
like 24, 25 minutes when that Baron's up, then maybe you can start to look to contest for that Atacon. But you've got to be in a really good position in the game, or you have to have the enemy team out of position to even be able to consider it. There's just so much damage that it does to you. All of the armor and the MR shred too. It's such a difficult objective to play for, so
Yeah, I remember when this thing came out, right? Devs say this is something that they want people to wipe on. So Otacon does way more damage than you would ever think it does
Mhm.
for a neutral objective. It's like the old Baron that people have been playing that long when it actually had hands.
Yeah.
So yeah, this Otacon is a bait. You want either the enemy team to start it and get a good pick, or you need to get like a full 5-man ace before you can start taking it yourself. But the biggest issue that Little Monkeys is going to be facing here is just being able to siege because of Varus Zyra in the mid lane. They're always going to have that mid push thanks to Zyra plants. Nocturne is always going to have push advantage against whoever he side lanes against just because of his innate kit. And they're trying to get onto the Zyra, but just out of range for the Glacial Fissure. So Papa Fox going in for a ride that doesn't get anything and going to get some good damage. Does get that Heartsteel proc. We see that they did build it up, picks it up there onto the Amumu and sweeping for vision as they're starting to set up around this Baron slash Otacon side.
Ooh, good
But a
charm.
lot of damage on the Poppy Fox. He actually could be in trouble here. But we're going to see Boostus get hit by the Enchanted Crystal Layer, have to get out. They're going to use the Curse of the Sad Mummy. It's not going to get much. Boostus is exhausted up as Pinaholic is looking for a lot of stuff on the backside thanks to the chains of corruption from the
Ooh.
Varus, and it's going to be sniped. Poppy Fox is going to go down. 1-for-1 trade so far. Pinaholic still has some charges left up on this ultimate, has to use it to get out of the chains from the Aatrox there. But overall, 1-for-1 trade, jungle for jungle, means no objective is going to be picked up. But the side of mid lane push is in favor of Spire. And that whole time, Winfrey's bottom
Winfrey.
lane picking up a turret. That was a 4v5, fellas.
45, 1-for-1, and you're still going to net this tier 2. And Winfrey could be chased down here. It is a possibility. So be a little bit careful.
Oh my
Beautiful spell
gosh.
shield there.
That
Beautiful
spell
spell
shield was
shield.
crazy.
Buying so much time here now, too.
He's gonna get away from this one. I think. Wait, no, man, Gumi's gonna flash in. We're seeing a TP
TP.
channeled here. It's gonna be Pinaholic trying to get down
No
here to help
way.
his laner. But oh no, Evil Gumi and Cool Pro Ninja, you have gone too far.
No
Flash forward out
way.
of Pinaholic. The charm is gonna hit. Evil Gumi's gonna go down. One bandit shots hits, and it's gonna go over to boost this.
What a
Bait
freak.
in and calculated, says Winfrey. And oh my gosh, I think if Cool Pro Ninja actually does get to steal the paranoia, that is a kill onto him.
No
But
question.
like you said, a beautiful spell shield. You're able to stop everything in its tracks. And the rest of Shattered Spire being able there to help out their top laner.
Hey, we might have doubted it in draft, but in practice, it is unreal. Seeing this Nocturne top is massive there. And yeah, that spell shield is super crucial. And whether that spell shield hit on that Skarner or not, it was absolutely close. So get tons of value from this. As we do see a trade here, the charm does come through.
We see the paranoia coming in onto the side of TDK. TDK going to have to flash away from Winfrey, but Poppy Fox is already down, and the Curse of the Sad Mummy is going to hit onto Cool Pro Ninja. The side of Literal Monkeys is falling down like a barrel of monkeys to the side of Boostus and the rest of Shattered Spire. They're going to get the mid lane push. They're going to get Soul Point, and they're going to start setting up on the top side for Otacon and Baron, whichever one they feel like taking at this point.
Yeah, they just had inside track on that river there. They waited, played patiently around that big river bush, found that pick with the charm, and then just chased and Winfrey on this Nocturne once again, just diving into that backline. And this is kind of the issue that you do see with the Monkeys team comp. And while we did like it in draft, it's very clear that it lacks damage. There really isn't many people who are actually able to shred. I mean, the Silas damage is there, but that's conditional. Obviously, you need to be able to gap close, get in range. Ideally, have the right ultimate to be able to take. And then Ashe, it's more of that. It's more of that supportive carry style. You know, you got that hawk shot, you've got all that CC built into that kit. But when you can see the amount of damage coming through from the Shattered Spire, they group up, play off their picks. One member dies, you dive into the backline. Things become really easy for them, and they absolutely control the pace of this game now.
Yeah, and a big issue with drafting the likes of Ashe and a really smart drafting by Shattered Spire to get this Nocturne into a situation you want. If that is an immobile 80 carry, that Nocturne gets on top of the Paranoia, pops the Stride Breaker, Ashe is not going to be able to outkite him. That is going to just be a dead 80 carry every single fight over and over. Braum has to play on TDK's hip this whole game to be able to have an effective team fight, but it feels so bad when Poppy Fox is going in and just dying instantly, not able to get really an effective ultimate or any form of CC out. Shattered Spire using, like you said, playing really well around all the CC they have drafted, and Ice could be in some trouble here. Bandage Toss barely misses and able to get out.
Yeah, we just see both teams here just jockeying for priority around this mid wave. Of course, you do see both solos there for the side of the Shattered Spire, just hovering, catching those side lanes while they can, and this is really where the pace of the game truly starts to slow down. Now, I imagine both teams at this point are mostly looking for a fight.
Oh, Boost is gonna be quick here. He's getting caught up by the CC that we see out of Monkeys. Gumi trying to get it onto Penguin, but we see Witch Black Mass here on the back line, rooted up. Oh no, TDK got TP flanked by Winfrey. Winfrey's free in the back line and just dishing out damage. And it
Oh
doesn't matter if you
no.
stole a paranoia, you're still going down. That's a triple kill for the Zyra support, and that is going to be Baron for the Shattered Spire. They only picked up the 80 carry, but little did you know the Zyra's the carry this game.
I thought this was going to be the slow part of the game. I was 110% wrong, and I love it. The Baron's going to be secured in the process here now, and if you didn't control the tempo of the game before, now you most certainly do. So at this point right now, what does the Shattered Spire look to do? Do they want to play towards that top side, look for that Atacon, or do they want to start setting up towards bot and then playing around that Dragon Timer that's in that 230 range right now? So of course, the world's their oyster. As they reset, they get back on the map. They have those hex gates to be able to do it that much quicker here, and you can already see their moves. It looks like they want to prioritize this Atacon right now. You still have that side lane threat with that Nocturne, the Paranoia's coming up that much sooner. So really good lane assignments here from them. I really like to see these four members as they swing towards that top side, prep around this Atacon, and then they have that one member mid with that semi-global who can respond at any point.
Actually, I think I like the play that, Spire's looking for more. Never mind. I thought they were going to just use their Baron buff to take turrets and then take the Otacon after. But we can see on the minimap, they all stopped for a little bit. They're just going to take down this Otacon, secure that for themselves, not risk a flip coming up off of this one, and then start to look for it. This isn't the OP revival free life one, but, that did get nerfed a few times because it was just insanely overpowered. This is the increased, adaptive force XP team wide, and also the increased Baron and Soul efficiency for your dragons. So I can see why they prioritize picking this one up, but there's still a lot of standard gold on this map for them to take. And we can see Winfrey starting to go to this bottom lane. It doesn't have TP, but this Paranoia has that semi-global. And we're going to see them take up this tier 2 in the top lane for the side of Shattered Spire. And in the meantime, Evil Gumi did pick up a tier 1 in the bot lane. And Poppy Fox is trying to look for something, but Ice has lost all of his health bar in the meantime. I don't know how that one happened.
So much pressure being applied in both of these lanes right now. You can see Winfrey just catching this bot lane here. He's going to be applying pressure within the next 30 to 45 seconds himself. So really good, solid Baron setup here for the side of the Shattered Spire here. Being patient, being calm. We'll have to see if they get engaged on right here because this is the one timer.
They're looking in. They're going on to boost this again, but he gets the kill on the cool pro ninja. We got Gumi on the back line. We can see the kidnap come out of the side of Monkeys, but Gumi's in trouble himself. Witch Black Mass trying to kite this out. Gets onto DOV Ice. DOV Ice going to end up going down in the end. TDK gets that kill. Gumi with a reset from the ultimate. We see the Paranoia channeled for the side of Winfrey, but he's not coming to this fight. He's taking your base in the bot lane. The side of Pinaholic and AO Penguin going to get some damage on there. Poppy Fox not going to go down. TDK hanging on for dear life. Gumi looking for the reset as Winfrey is going to take this bot turret, take the inhib, and as the top lane inhib turret goes down, they're going to look to break a second inhib here, meet up in mid lane, and look to do what they can for the rest of this game. But, desperation calls for desperate plays. Literal Monkeys got what they were looking for. Only lost 2 members, but their base is still broken at the end of it. And never mind, Winfrey's just going to pick up the Hextech Soul here for his team by himself because I don't think Poppy Fox is getting there in time.
It doesn't look like it. The TP's coming through here. We do have
They're off it.
Pro Ninjas. He's moving. They all want to play for this. They don't have enough damage, so looks like they're going to be able to get back onto the map. This is where the next fight's really going to be here, and this could have some very dire consequences for the side of Monkeys.
They're Hex getting over.
Wow. They are.
The Chains of Corruption hit on the boost this, so cleansed by TDK, but then TDK hits Enchanted Crystal, Boosters has to cleanse there. We see Winfrey into the back line. Oh, wait, the Dragon picked up by Skarner, but the fight is going to the side of Shattered Spire. Poppy Fox going to try to get out, not going to be able to. Chains not doing much there. Double kill for Pinaholic, dashing back over the wall with the Ari ultimate. A missed Skarner ultimate. We're going to get a reset here for Pinaholic looking to chase down Evil Gumi, but I don't think it matters. It was too little, too late, and it looks like Spire is going to march down the mid lane and pick up game number 1 here.
The game is done and dusted, and it feels so bad because what do you do with that game state? Do you concede that Hextech Soul? You don't want to, but obviously in hindsight, it looks like you had to. Just the game state just wasn't there for you. You had so much pressure being applied there from the side of the Shattered Spire. They pulled off this game comp that both you and I were questioning off extremely well here, and really seems like it came off the back of Winfrey. And each of these fights that we saw, no matter if it was a 1-for-1 or a 2-for-1 or even a 2 for 2, whatever it might have been. It seemed like no matter what, the Shattered Spire was always coming out ahead on the map. Whether they're taking 1 turret, 2 turrets, an inhibitor, didn't matter.
I mean, season 11 meet season 15. Nocturne top absolutely popping off here for Winfrey. Honestly, my player of the game. It was great
Oh
watching them
yeah,
pilot this Nocturne. Shattered Spire played a clean game. Little mistakes, but that's what we love to see out of Platinum Emerald League type of play. But overall, I think they can be happy with the way that they played out this draft that we were both skeptical of.
yeah. Admittedly, so we were, but at the end of the day, you and I also mentioned a little caveat to it. Read the fine print. Comes down to execution.
Yeah, and
So-
I mean, it's not like Monkeys didn't execute their draft well. They were playing it out the best they could. But once that Nocturne was as strong as he was, it made it impossible for TDK to be able to play that game. And also, we're also just sleeping on the fact that Boostus and Penguin were as strong, if not stronger, than Winfrey in that game. It just feels like Winfrey did so much with the Nocturne paranoias, his cross map play, and everything like that. But honestly, the bot lane Foreshadowed Spire, despite that early gank going down
Massive.
against them, absolutely stepped up and made this draft work for them. I mean, I'm curious to see what is going to be drafted here in game 2, and we're going to be able to find out when we come back from short break.
See you soon.
And welcome back, everybody. We are getting ready for the draft in game number 2. We got the side switching up. We got Spire on blue, Monkeys on red, and we see Hecarim being the first ban here for the side of Shattered Spire. Literal Monkeys looking to keep the same approach and banning a. What else do you expect to see changed up in bans in this game, Turk?
I don't anticipate much, to be honest with you. I think, truth be told, it's probably going to be the same across the board, and so far so good. Seems like that's going to be the case here. Once again, it looks like Monkeys want to be prioritizing targeting that bot side there. So not too surprised that Nami's also coming through. So yeah, it looks like nothing changes, and of course now we wonder, this B1, what's it going to be? And that's a quick answer right there. It's going to be the Wukong.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised with the Wukong prior. I think his nerfs are kind of big in a way. The, increased cooldown on Warrior Trickster at all ranks, the attack speed reduction on the Nimbus Strike at all ranks can be a little rough for clear speed and, just your engage potentials on this champion. But if you draft a comp around it and feel comfortable on it, I don't see why you wouldn't be picking it. I was more curious as the Mel still being banned by Shattered Spire despite being on the blue side. I feel like that champion is a little bit overtuned, but if you don't want to prioritize it, not surprised. And we're going to see Zeri locked in for Literal Monkeys. I know this as TDK's champion. I've lost to him on this champion, so not surprised to see him locking that one in here.
It'll be interesting to see what they decide to pair with that Zeri. Zeri tends to do really well with those Enchanter-esque styles, but you can really pair her with anything right now, so it'll be interesting to see what they do, especially with as much priority on the Zeri. So as you mentioned it before, especially with that attack speed buff that came through overall in the most recent patch, a lot of these hyper carries seem to be coming back into the meta here, so we'll see how well the Zeri is able to do here. And of course, with all that mobility, it makes that Wukong's job that much harder. And it's kind of funny with that Wukong. It seems like anytime that they do nerf him, it's always going to be that clear speed. And looks like we are going to see that Diana coming through here for that R2 pick. And that's interesting. More than likely jungle, though.
Yeah, I would have to assume that is jungle. Definitely an interesting pick. I haven't seen a lot of Diana in a long time. As a former jungler myself, I love playing this champion. It's just so much fun to get in there, burst somebody completely, and then probably die in like a second.
Do they play Yasuo?
So fun.
Do they play Yasuo?
So Cool Pro Ninja is the Yasuo main.
Okay, so that's probably what you're going to see on this R3 with that Diana pick. That would be my guess.
Yeah, we got to see Cool Pro Ninja bust out that champion on week number 1, day number 2. But I mean, we also see a classic pairing here: Shattered Spire, Kaisa, Nautilus. Name a more iconic duo. It's Diana, it's Yasuo. That's the more iconic duo. We're getting the Yasuo Diana combo of Legends picked up here by Literal Monkeys between Poppy Fox and Cool Pro Ninja, and I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I love it too. I mean, if you're a Yasuo main, stick to your bread and butter. Pull it out right here. Why not? Now you get a chance. If you want, you could target ban a couple of those mid laners, get rid of them. Maybe something like Lissandra, if the enemy happens to play it, that could be a half decent ban. But you've also got your choice right now. So at this point, you've locked in that really dynamic duo. You and I were talking about that Diana Yasuo. It's extremely strong. It takes time. You need that level 6. You need to be able to sync up those ultimates together. But if the right scenario happens, magic can be made. So that's really what we're waiting for here as we see some of these phase 2 bans coming through. That Victor, not too surprised, some sort of a control mage that could push that Yasuo and becomes a bit tricky.
Yeah, definitely gonna ban away Yasuo's worst lane matchups. There's still always gonna be that niche counter that somebody has into champions. You already mentioned Lissandra could be a little bit difficult to deal with. Sometimes LeBlanc can be a little bit annoying for them just because you can dodge the wind wall. But it all depends on what your comfort is on that champion and what you're comfortable with playing it into. So I'm curious to see what the side of Shattered Spire ends up picking here. They're gonna take a second to figure out what to ban. If I was them, I would just go back to these top lane bans that they did. They banned like what was Cassante and something else last game. I forgot the second champion, but I still think those are very solid bans against Literal Monkeys. They still need a front line. They still need an engage option. We don't see a ban here. I'm curious if our producer. It is Cassante ban, so I did predict it. So Cassante Malphite ban, Ornn banned away. I think I do like the Ornn ban. I think the Ornn ban's interesting.
Especially when you have the Yasuo. I don't really
I feel like they'd want to pick that one up. I guess maybe you're worried about Pineholic locking in a Silas, but that's already taken away. So I'm really curious why they're not just picking Ornn themselves here. I feel like it worked perfectly with their team comp. Gives them the front line they want, gives them the more engage options they want, more knockups. We heard you like knockups, so we gave you knockups on your knockups so you can knock up all your knockup. And speaking of knockup, We get Rakan. Buffed
Okay.
Rakan. Let's remember his
Yep.
W cooldown is now decreased at all ranks, so you get to have that grand entrance more often. But that's also on top of the battle dance being cooldown decreased 2 patches ago now. So Nocturne has been sorry, not Nocturne. Rakan has silently been, rising up as a support pick again with these small buffs to him. I feel like he's in a very good spot right now. So not surprised to see that picked up here. And now Galio picked up 4 Pineholic in this mid lane. Who knows? It could be win-free top lane on the Galio. But I feel like Galio into Yasuo is a very good matchup for the side of Galio.
It will be for a while. Once that Yasuo gets one item, that's where things start to become a little tricky for you. But yeah, when it comes to that early game, you're absolutely gonna have that priority. You can push that wave in pretty much at any point in time that you want. Again, like I mentioned, really it does come down to when those ultimates are up and more crucially that first item. And it looks like we are going to see that Cassiopeia pick coming through. So that's going to be a blind cast. So we'll have to see exactly what the side of Literal Monkeys want to do into that. But that's going to be a Cassiopeia top, Chung.
No, I think this is Cassiopeia mid into Yasuo.
You think so?
And a Galio top for.
And you think it's Galio top? Okay, it could, yeah, it could very well be.
I'm curious what Literal Monkeys chooses to pick up here. I saw the Maokai. I like the Maokai. I think that champ is really annoying in the top lane. Okay, guys, you're not
What
LS.
is going on here?
You're not LS. You're not picking Iron. It's Rise top.
Did they lock that? Oh, the Mad Lads. It looks like, yeah, they locked it.
All right. We are here. I think we're having a Rise versus Galio top or Rise versus Cassiopeia top. Who knows? It could be Yasuo top. Who knows where these champions are going to end up? We got another situation where we're just left to speculating on who's going where for both of these teams. But looking at the drafts overall, what are your thoughts on these teams, Turk?
Yeah, I mean, I've got a bunch of thoughts, especially with those last 2 picks coming through. But when I look at the side of Literal Monkeys right now, I see a really cohesive team comp once again. That R5 Rise is going to be the real question mark that I have. We'll see how well it ends up pairing against either the Cassiopeia or the Galio. Thing I do want to mention, though, I think it's going to be really the onus is going to be on the side of the Shattered Spire to get the lane assignments that they want. Because as far as I know, that Cassiopeia should do quite well into the Rise, and the Galio should do quite well into the Yasuo. So if you're able to prevent those lane swaps, that's when those two champions can really start to come online, and you have a good team comp to boot with that too. So I think if they get those lane swaps, lane assignments figured out early on, I think they're going to be in a really good spot here for this game too.
Yeah, and the biggest thing sometimes is putting your top lane or mid lane and your mid laner top is they
Yep.
don't know the dichotomies of how those lanes actually play out. So not used to having as much space to be able to get away from people, unlike the mid lane and vice versa. Think you have more space if you're a top laner in the mid lane to be able to pick up that kill, but you end up taking a turret shot and it could cost you your
Yep.
life. So could be really interesting how they play out if they're looking to get the specific matches they wanted. But Monkeys probably going to be looking to do the same thing. And, the only way we're going to be able to find that out is when we come back from a quick spectator delay. Don't go anywhere.
See you soon.
and welcome back. We are back for game number 2. We got Shattered Spire on the blue side, Monkeys on the red side, and we are seeing a little bit of shenanigans looking here for Shattered Spires. They're looking to get the level 1 onto Evil Goomy, but he's sitting in this pixel bush. Is he going to get out?
no.
Oh, he might get away. He's looking to get away. Flash by Penguin hits the hook, and it looks like Goomy's going to go down. All the CC, all the knocks up. Final Holic going to be able to pick that one up. And, you know, I think this is a great time to give a quick shout out to Pro Comps, our sponsor and game-changing app for the league community. This isn't just like the other tools. It's your personal draft coach, perfect for both teams and solo players. In fact, you can pair it with any other app you use. With Pro Comps, you'll receive real-time drafting advice with tailored champion picks and band recommendations. It stands out with features such as the ability to generate champion pools in seconds that you can share with your friends, a post-draft guide to attack the game. You can generate comps based on your preferences. Coaches and analysts can even create personalized tier lists. Think of it as having a virtual coach and strategy toolkit all in one. The app has already over 280,000 downloads and thousands of daily users like you. ProComps is user-friendly and totally free. It's a no-brainer to at least give it a go. Download ProComps now, and you'll experience a whole new level of drafting power in your league game. Go to procomps.gg, download it from the Overwolf, or click the link in our bio. And that is, again, our sponsor for it. It's BOL Premier League Pro Comps. But like we said, we saw a little bit of shenanigans there at level 1. What are your thoughts on that, Turk?
Oh, it's funny that we were saying in the back room. Hopefully there's no shenanigans. Nothing crazy level 1. And sure enough, we see a 5-mana bait topside. See that kill getting netted down. But we do see Cool Pro Ninja on this Yasuo. His trick of the trade for sure, and he's actually just getting this prio earlier on. Really doing a great job here of spacing, landing those Qs when he can, and you can see the amount of damage that actually comes through the prio that he has here, and this is really starting to put Pinaholic on that back foot there. Of course, he's already burned through both of those pots with that Doran's ring there, so at the end of the day, we are going to get that one kill on that Galio, but it hasn't translated to much yet. He needs to reset and spend this gold.
Yeah, and I mean, Cool Pro Ninja, like we said, is playing out this lane really well. It's the matchup he, I think, wanted over the Cassiopeia, so Evil Goomy gonna probably struggle a little bit, but didn't burn Flash at level 1, so still has the ability to lane here, and it's up CS, and so is Cool Pro Ninja and Pinaholic, so I guess the matchups that we thought were gonna be slightly Spire favor are actually going the opposite way than we expected.
It seems like right now Cool Pro could be in trouble, or not.
Oh, wait, he's going to get the kill here on the Pinaholic, and he's going to potentially get out here. No. Flash away. Witch Black Mass is not going to be able to get in because he already used the Nimbus Strike, and that is the Yasuo main for you, ladies and gentlemen. Cool Pro Ninja in a 2v1, picking up the first kill for the Literal Monkeys.
2v1, I like those odds, he says. Nets the kill, burns the flash, doesn't die in the process, and now he's got himself that kill now back. And you can see those double daggers coming through the boots. TP comes back, and he's in a great spot now himself here. And good dash there coming through on that Nautilus hook from PBT, just avoiding any of that real pressure being applied. And as time goes on, Monkeys just want to be able to scale up here.
Oh no, Poppy Fox is here. There's no flash on Pinaholic. Cool Pro Ninja and the Diana. Yasuo and Diana linking up before level 6. Cool Pro Ninja picking up their second kill here. And they are starting off where they left off in game number 1. Up 2-0 here on the Pinaholic. Pinaholic, man, we thought he was running the mid lane, but Cool Pro Ninja saying, sit down, son. Let me teach you a lesson.
It's so hard for him now, too, because that wave state was screwed. He couldn't crash it. It was just frozen on the other side of the lane. He needed to get it in. He couldn't. He died in the process, and now he just missed 5, 6, maybe more minions. So not only is he down in gold now at this point, because that's 2 kills going over the side of Cool Pro Ninja, he's definitely down in XP now, and this is where things start to get really tricky for you. You said it. The Diana Yasuo synced up pre-6 and netted that kill, so that's kind of scary right now if you're on the side of Spire.
I mean, the big thing here is Yasuo at 4.5 minutes already has tier 2 boots, and that is what you love to see as a Yasuo player. So definitely loving this one. And we're going to see him trade in here on the Pinaholic again. Pinaholic going to get the better of this trade. Cool Pro Ninja actually prolonging this trade. Going to dash back in there, get the knockup, gets the lethal tempo proc, and goes about even overall in that trade despite the big burst damage from Galio, and that's the issue with this matchup. Galio is all upfront burst, while Yasuo gets to have that sustained damage thanks to lethal tempo, and basically being a melee marksman is the easiest way to describe him.
Yeah, once that aftershock is popped, that's where things become really tricky, and you can see why right here. Oof. More damage, more damage. Cool Pro Ninja just absorbing so much pressure here. Look at that NATO too connecting.
Oh, he looked for it, but he's gonna go
Oh,
down here, get shut
no.
down by Planaholic. Oh man, we've all seen the Yasuo clips of them getting that play go off in their favor, but just not able to get it this time. And that is a huge shutdown already going over. That is not something you want to happen if you are literal monkeys.
You know he's saying good death, though. Oh, good R there. Good R from Winfrey. Able to absorb that pressure there once again. Just buying a bit more time there. Poppy Fox did have the flash, but I think wisely so doesn't try to commit it afterwards. And game is extremely fast once again early, but now it's kind of this lull state here. You can see both junglers looking to prioritize these neutrals now. We do see Wukong moving towards his Raptors. Expect him to start playing towards that dragon as we see this cross map.
Yeah, and I mean, you're already winning top and mid lane on the side of literal monkey, so it makes sense to be playing for these grubs, especially once, you get to the side lane points of this game. I don't really see anybody being able to answer the Rise or the Yasuo, so the split push power going to be the side of the monkeys. But, the team fight comp is on the side of Shattered Spire, so definitely going to want to pick up the team-wide soul, so not really shocked to be seeing that one be the prioritization for the Shattered Spire, as nothing has really happened in this bot lane. We only saw the level 1 play with Penguin on the Nautilus, but you pick like the Nautilus Kaisa and you expect a lot more action in the bottom lane, but I guess Ice and TDK just playing it out really well as Cool Pro Ninja looking to just be a little bit cheeky again in the mid lane here against Pinaholic.
Yeah, he's going to get that ward on the Raptors. The pings come down, so of course they don't quite know where that Wukong is right now. They should have an idea that he's somewhere
Oh
about
no, Winfrey. Oh no, Winfrey gonna go down here. Had no flash. Already used it to try to get out. And the duo that we didn't expect to sync up, the Rise of Diana, making it work. And Poppy Fox off to a pretty good start here. They're up about 10 CS. They're 101. So you got to be loving that if you're Diana. It looks like they're also going to be building into either Leandries, which I don't expect. So it looks like they're going to build that AP Black Cleaver that I still don't know the name of.
You and I both, once again. Aren't we backcasters?
I didn't spend the 2 minutes in between games to look it up because I had completely forgotten. But we'll get there eventually. We'll figure it out one of these days. I don't promise that because I can't hold to my promises. But speaking of promises, we promised some action in the bot lane. TDK and Ice going in. Boost is going to get out, having burned no summoner spells to be able to get out of that one. Just a Nautilus ult. Ignite went down for Ice, but Penguin and Boosters are now super low. TDK and Ice playing out this 2v2 matchup. Not in the way I expected it to go, but coming out in favor of it. Pinaholic still worse for wear in this mid lane against School Pro Ninja, and that is a 26 CS gap.
That is quite big at this point, isn't it? Very big. We can see monkeys here moving down towards the spot side.
Oh, Poppy Fox is here. Penguin is going to be in some trouble. Does have flash. Going to hit the hook, but the knockup comes out from Khan, flashes away. Diana gets the second dash in. Kaisa flies in with the ultimate, and Poppy Fox is now going to be in trouble here. Flashes over the wall. Both charges of Cyclone already used, so it looks like Poppy Fox is going to be able to get away with Black Mask going the wrong way, but Pinaholic is here. Poppy Fox on a ward, misses the knockup. The taunt is going to come out, which Black Mask just playing gatekeeper, playing defense. Poppy Fox sweeping it, trying to get away here, but they're gonna end up going down in the end. Wait, no, they get the dash away. The snipe out of Pinaholic with the Winds of War, and now Cooper Ninja might be in a little bit of trouble here, but it looks like the play is gonna end there.
So sporadic. So sporadic. I think still at the end of the day that's going to favor monkeys. You prevented so much XP going over the side of Boosters, but able to get back with that killer instinct, be able to net those kills there, which is huge for him. So Kaisa doesn't go down too much in the play, but overall I like the idea. I like the look from monkeys. Just it's a very fast-paced game and there's trades left, right, and center. So if I had to guess, I'd say they came out ahead in that one, but there's still lots of league left to be played.
Yeah, I mean, really good response there by which Black Mass and the rest of the Shattered Spire able to pick up the kill onto Poppy. A little bit of trade in the mid lane, but nothing else. But yeah, Poppy Fox tried their best to get in there, and I was wrong. They did go Leandries. I was not expecting to see that on the likes of a Diana. When I was playing Diana jungle, I remember building like Nash's Tooth first item, and then just building like full DPS, like Death Cap and Void Staff, and that was my whole build the rest of the game. But I guess I'm an old man support player now. I got no hands anymore, and I don't know what junglers build anymore. So getting to learn something new as Pineaholic going to go in here onto Cool Pro Ninja. The rest of Spire was there. They probably could have gotten this kill onto Cool Pro Ninja, but he is losing this trade now. Oh, we got to get the Winds of War. Dash in. Oh, wow. What a fancy play there by DOV Ice. Flashing in for it. Gets the charm. Gets the flash in. Oh my gosh. The Cool Pro Ninja going to go down here. We see Witch Black Mask flash forward. Nimbus strike. Cyclone come out. DOV Ice going to dash away. The second Cyclone charge comes out. But Witch Black Mask going to fall here to the side of DOV Ice. I think overall, I think the first feats went over for the kills to the side of Monkeys. And then now they're going to be on 2 neutral objectives to 1 for the second one. So Monkeys in a much better state than they are currently compared to game number 1.
And that fight breaks out, and really it's such a long fight to begin with. You can see both the Yasuo and the Galio trading with each other, and it looks even really until the rest of the teams end up showing up there. And Ice, he tried to make a really nice play. It was close, but the reaction for Pineaholic to burn the flash on that grand entrance was big, and the turnaround came through there. And at the end of the day, Wukong's going to get a couple kills, a couple members of yours go down, but I like to see where that goal goes for the side of Spire. I'm very happy in that situation.
Yeah, I mean, I thought DOV Ice and Cool Pro Ninja played that super cleanly. Maybe DOV Ice didn't need to flash early to get in there, but still worked out in the end. And I mean, if you're Cool Pro Ninja, you got to be a little bit shocked at how much damage Pineaholic did to you just on the Bomby Cinder and the man, I'm blanking on the item name now, but pretty yeah, baby Thornmail, Bramble Vest. There we go. We got there, guys. But you know, pretty tanky on just those 2 items and the Ninja Tabby, aka Plated Steel Cap. So a little bit tankier than Cool Pro Ninja might have been expecting at this point in the game, and ends up taking a lot of damage back just from the Bramble Vest.
Both junglers hovering towards this bot side here as we do see the knockup land. Some more trading, but with this pocket Diana, both of these members need to be careful here. You also see Yasuo hovering around too. Cool Pro Ninja did a really good job of this in game 1 too, playing off that prio that he's able to get. Even though it wasn't as much as what he was hoping, he did a really good job at 1.0-2, being able to translate that to 4-2, start roaming and impact the game. So it's nice to see that he's translating that here into game 2, and really seems like a lull state now. Pineaholic's able to just push in this mid wave. He's able to play for a plate there. He nets that up, and now of course this contest on this dragon begins, and the decision's really going to come down to who wants to start this and who's willing to fight it.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Poppy Fox sitting in that bot bush, and we see the dragon start up here by the side of Literal Monkeys. Pineaholic is sitting up in this top river bush, not known he's here, but we're going to see the dragon go over. We see the Galio ult come in. Cool Pro Ninja taking a lot of damage, not able to hit the ultimate onto anybody. A huge taunt here by the side of Pineaholic, and it looks like everybody on the side of Literal Monkey is going to be going down here except for TDK, trying to get out the best he can, boost this in pursuit, but not going to be able to get it. And that is the combo that the Shattered Spire wanted when they drafted this. You get the Cyclone in after the Warrior Trickster into the heroic entrance, and just a CC puddle for the side of, you know, Shattered Spire, which Kaisa loves, getting up in those passive stacks to be able to get that true damage out.
Yeah, and if your Kai'Sa is able to just free hit there the whole time, able to stack lethal tempo, get her passive going the whole time, of course you have that Kraken too, so you're going to be absolutely shredding there. And really a lot of these team fights are going to rely on the back of this Wukong, and if he's able to get to that back line, find that window to gap close, and of course you have that entrance coming through from Galio with that ult to be able to sink those knockups, and that's exactly what comes down there. And Cool Pro Ninja goes down within 2-3 seconds of the initial beginning of that fight, and you just know it's done and dusted right then and there.
Yeah, I mean, the big thing is they didn't even get off the Yasuo Diana combo, and oh no, now Evil Guma gonna be in a little bit of trouble, having to flash away there. I think they were with
the phase rush. I think he was fine.
I think phase rush was, I think it was on cooldown. I think they already used it in the trade with Winfrey, so I think having to just burn the flash there to be able to get out, I think it's a safe play than risking anything, because you still have that shutdown. You were still scaling up and strong in this game, so it makes sense. But like we said, the Yasuo Diana combo did not come out in that team fight, so a big amount of burst damage that, you know, Monkeys is relying on just was not there, and we saw how much it affected the team fight overall.
Yeah, and if you have that Diana Yasuo, you want to be the ones who are pulling trigger first. That's always how your team comp goes. If there's any indecisiveness and the enemy team pulls trigger, it's so much harder to find those windows. So if we're able to just force those fights, find those windows to actually be able to land those ults, 2-3 members, we could see more of a fight here though.
Yeah, Cool Pro Ninja taking a lot of damage, but Ice is here to back them up, and you know, overall, oh wait, we see Poppy
Winfrey.
Fox flashing over the wall, gets the dash in onto Winfrey, and Evil Gumi doing the bow strategy, trying to proxy the wave while his jungler's getting a kill, not even caring. But
He's not gonna live.
DOV Ice is here to back up Poppy Fox, as we saw, you know, with Black Mask get some pings onto the blue buff, knowing exactly where Diana is. But we see Penguin also rotating up here, the TP in from Pineaholic, and it looks like they might try to contest what isn't even spawned yet of the Rift Herald. So definitely an interesting roam time here from Penguin. But, you know, overall, everybody on the side, Monkey's going to get out. Only Winfrey goes down. Pineaholic going to take a little bit of poke, which doesn't matter in the long run.
Almost netting that tier 1 top. I'm surprised they didn't go for it. I'm kind of curious to know the HP on it, because I know that that turret was extremely close to going down there. And a good little move from them. They were able to steal away the blue, but as you mentioned, nothing really else amounts to that. Had that first brick of God down top side, that might have been really huge, but of course now you do concede the prowl on this top side objective here, and you can see the pings coming down there. Wukong's most certainly going to start that up. The question is,
looking for the pick on the Penguin. He's going to get knocked up. He's going to dash to Winfrey, dash to a minion, looking to get out here. A flash forward by Wish Black Mask. The Cyclone 2 not going to hit on the Poppy Fox. Pineaholic dashing forward, looking for the taunt, and Poppy Fox trying to kite this out to the best of their abilities. We know they have no dashes left on the ultimate, but DOV Ice is here to save his jungler. Not going to matter. Gets the ultimate over top. Grand entrance over 2. Battle dances away to Evil Gumi, and that is a kill to the side of Shattered Spire, but they burn an important ultimate. Oh no, Cool Pro Ninja going to have to flash away here out of the depth charge from Penguin. And overall, Shattered Spire, yeah, they used 2 ultimates, but they are going to get this Rift Herald and probably get first turret of the game now, unless Evil Gumi is very easily able to push in this wave and break that top lane turret. But I don't think that's going to be possible just with map position for Shattered Spire here.
Yeah, if anything, you actually see that inside track on that mid lane turret here, so we might actually see that going down, which is just a massive tempo swing here, no matter which way you slice it. Okay, not quite a third of the HP. I thought it was much lower than that, but overall, that's a pretty good response there. Poppy Fox did what he needed to do. He bought as much time as he could, given the situation that he was in. It just unfortunately wasn't enough, and they weren't able to actually rebound off that. Instead, it's just a pick, ends up translating into that Rift Herald and quite a bit of prio, but once again, we see more trading here mid.
Yeah, the biggest issue with the minimap overlay right now is I feel like the turret health is a straight up lie half the time. It's more healthy than it actually looks like. But, I mean, overall, I think if you're the side of Monkeys, you're not too upset. As that Rift Herald goes down, you already got the feats for yourself. You already won them. So you're able to get the boot upgrades. You basically have first turn guaranteed in the top lane any moment if Gumi just trades onto Winfrey. Might be a little bit harder now that Winfrey is double buffed up and ready to rock. But I think overall, Monkeys is pretty happy with the way this game is playing out. We see Wish Black Mask taking his red buff. Poppy Fox is going to invade with the help of Ice, take away these Raptors. They're going to look to set up on this Dragon. And like you said, if you're the side of Monkeys, you want to be the one getting the picks on these fights because that is how your team comp works better. It's when Galio gets to do this, the heroic entrance, going to go on to 2, DOV Ice, and Poppy Fox in a lot of trouble. We see TDK and you know, everybody else trying to do the best they can. It's being kited out. TDK trying to get away from Witch Black Mask, but we see Boost is diving into the backline with his jungler, getting the kite out barrier out. Down goes TDK. The Cool Pro Ninja can't even pick up one and is now in a rough spot himself. But I think the rest of Shattered Spire, we said before, 1v2 are odds he likes. I think 1v4 are odds Cool Pro Ninja likes right now because he's still sitting on the ultimate. Oh, he could look for something devious, but he's not going to risk it. Wait, never mind. He's going for it. He's on Pineaholic. He picks up 1. He gets rooted on the tower. He's trying to get 2. He picks up 2 and goes down to the turret. Cool Pro Ninja showing off the Yasuo mechanics.
I mean, he doesn't save the play, but he almost does. At the end of the day, getting those 2 kills is pretty nice on that Yasuo. We see once again more trading in these solo lanes
and
here.
Evil Gumi getting a lot of damage there, and that's going to be first turret.
It's got to be. There we go. We're going to net that up. That's first brick for them too. And I mean, Monkeys have done a really good job here in this game. And as much trading, as much as what we've seen going on here, Chong, it's a dead even score in terms of gold. There's no question. It's a 100 gold difference.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest worry right now, if you are Monkeys, is how strong Witch Black Mass and Boostis are on these 2 champions. But TDK, silently scaling up, has only died once. He's only down half an item right now. He's still relatively strong himself, but obviously the ideal point for his area is the 3 items. But we see Evil Gumi TPing into, like, 3 people, and he's going to get targeted down by Pineaholic here, but Peroxide Phase Rush going to get out. Dragon Goes down a literal monkey. Sorry about that. Almost lost my breath there. Wish Black Mask getting onto the backline with the Cyclone. We see the hook in onto Cool Pro Ninja. Cool Pro Ninja gonna get shut down by Boostus. The depth charge on the TDK. TDK gonna dash over the wall. Poppy Fox in a lot of trouble here. Hits a 4-man Diana ultimate, but it doesn't matter. Petrifying Gaze comes out by Winfrey and misses onto absolutely nobody. Otacon wants to get involved, but everybody's saying, nah, we're not doing that right now. DOV Ice trying to get out. Evil Gumi in a really bad spot. Pinaholic with the heroic charge forward. He's gonna get rooted up by Evil Gumi. Evil Gumi looking to get the ultimate out here, but he's grounded by the miasma. He flashes away, gets rooted up, and Evil Gumi, the phase rush comes out. DOV Ice going in to save his top laner, gets out. Oh my gosh, battle dance, grand entrance, dashing, flashing, everything happening for the side of Monkeys to be able to get out of that one, losing the mid lane turret, get the dragon, but overall, lose the fight.
Once again, it seems like each time of these fights, it's just coming out so much better for Spire there. They're able to just gap close once again, get the pick on Cool Pro Ninja, that Yasuo, the main member on that team. The Diana Yasuo combo isn't able to come through, and really at that point, everybody's left running for the hills. If you get picked, you get picked, every man for themselves, and they get a little bit of pressure too in this on this mid lane as well. That tier 2 is that much lower. Just good response here from Poppy Fox, able to defend his blue, and at least continue to be able to scale up a bit, but this is anybody's game right now, Chong. It's tough to really say. It just comes down to, it feels like 1 or 2 missed team fights, and that could very well be the game at this point. And I really hope that we get to see this Diana Yasuo actually take shape the way that we were talking about in the draft.
Yeah, it's only about a 1.5, almost 2K gold here for the side of Shattered Spire. So like you said, is really anybody's game, and we see them trying to set up a bush chase here. Penguin could be the target, but they see Boostus, and that should be who their focus is. They're going in. Boostus is caught up, and Boostus is going to flash away. Barrier. Poppy Fox trying to stay on top of the Gentle Trello and shut down on the Boostus. The 3-man combo works. They have to use almost everything in the kitchen sink included, but they pick it up, and they're trying to still chase down an AL Penguin. Not going to happen, but Evil Gumi push it in the bot lane. We see Witch Black Mask trying to get there. Poppy Fox still fighting on Pinaholic. Pinaholic is going back in. The Cyclone over top. Big damage. TDK's in with the ultimate. Witch Black Mask flashes forward. He's going to get kited and chased down here by the rest of the evil monkeys, but Cool Pro Ninja going to get the knockup onto AO Penguin. The big shutdown also there. Oh my gosh, what a momentum swing for the side of Literal Monkeys, because now they're starting off the Otacon without their jungler, because guess what? There's only one person left on the side of Shattered Spire, and it's Winfrey in the top lane. He's not going to TP into this play. That's going to be Otacon for Literal Monkeys.
Such a good death push. Such a good death push, sitting in that tri-bush and
they
just
went from Fnatic.
It really, truthfully, at the end of the day,
it.
they just placed a pick. I think they're still going to be able to get this. It's just going to delay it that much more, unfortunately. And Otacon takes a lot of damage to begin with, so they will get it. It'll just slow the tempo down on the rest of the map here, but they're in a great spot off of that death push, able to find that pick on the Boostus, and it looked like the Kai'Sa was going to be able to get out the dash over the wall with the flash and everything that came through. It seemed like she was fine, but at the end of the day, she wasn't. The picks come through, and they force the tempo back onto their side with that play, and this results in this Otacon, so we'll see how well they're able to carry this tempo through.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, the Death Bush was just flawlessly played there. I thought they were going to look for AO Penguin, but Boostus made the crucial mistake of still walking forward, trusted his support, going, no, I'm with you, it's okay. Nobody's here, it's just us. And then gets baited in. Really well played by Ice and Poppy Fox to immediately ignore the Nautilus and go right onto the carry, go onto that Kai'Sa, get that big shutdown. It goes on to Poppy Fox. Probably wanted it on the Cool Pro Ninja, but you'll take it on who you could get it, because I, like you, thought that Boostus was going to get out of that play. UV Ice in a little bit of trouble, but just going to, see 2 people walk back away and clear up some vision. And this is the good Otacon, too. This is the free death one. Cool Pro Ninja going to get engaged on here, and he's going to withdraw immediately. And it's not the 2 seconds anymore, it's 15 seconds. Oh my gosh. And that's going to be Dragon. The big thing to remember here, as Literal Monkeys, right? You're still back on the map, and they used 3 ultimates on the side of Shattered Spire there. Actually 4. They only have the Kai'Sa ultimate anymore. So you can still fight this next objective if you are Literal Monkeys.
You definitely can right now. You have to be very careful of overextending. You make the one play there, you find the play, you burn 3 of those GAs. That's great. You see Poppy Fox here taking more
Poppy
trades.
Fox, another ultimate used here by the side of Shattered Spire. And that's the big one, because the withdraw isn't 2 seconds like it used to be anymore. It is 15 seconds. So Poppy Fox is going to be up. Exactly. Poppy Fox is going to be late to the play here. We see Pinahana taking the recall, but we know he does have that TP, going to be able to get back onto the map. But mid lane
I
Prio
love
here
this.
for the side of Monkeys, going to crack that open. And they have 6 grubs. They can just ignore this dragon and keep pushing because
He can
it's
push.
not soul point. Oh, there
Yeah,
pings onto the Baron. Oh, man, we're getting flippy. Come on down to McDonald's because we're flipping burgers over here, man. The Baron started up by literal monkeys.
Winfrey's going to get that reset. He's going to TP back here almost certainly. Unless they're forced off here, this is a really good response here from Spire.
Oh, DOV Ice getting pinged out, trying to go for the massive.
Poppy Fox?
Poppy Fox in a lot of trouble here. The hook gonna miss, but he's going back in on the Pinaholic. DOV Ice does have the
Look at
flank
mid
on
lane.
2 members, but mid lane, you know, Spire taking a note out of Monkey's book and just pushing him in lane. Oh no, Cool Pro Ninja, Fox, and Ice all in trouble here. The CC's coming out. DOV Ice trying his best to get away. Cyclone coming out of which Black Mass. Poppy Fox is going to go down. 2-man ultimate out of Cool Pro Ninja, but it doesn't matter. He got exhausted up and he goes down. And that is the power of mid lane priority, boys and girls.
It most certainly is. At 26 minutes here, these death timers are that much longer. It looks like at the end of the day, they're not going to go for this Baron, but it's most certainly on the table with a Cassiopeia and a Kai, so they can get the resets in, get back on the map, start playing for that, and all of a sudden, they once again have the tempo. So this is swung like back and forth probably a dozen times at this point. This game 2 is extremely competitive here, and Pinaholic's going to want to make sure that he's able to get this reset in and not get slowed down by any means here, but as we can see now, Monkey's trying to translate some of this priority. They're out on the map. A couple members haven't spent for the side of Spire, so this is really their timer to get these wards out. Unfortunately, we haven't seen anything too crazy from them yet. Of course, Rakan does need to get his reset, get those wards back himself, so it looks like this Baron control once again is going to fall to the side of Spire, and they've done a really good job when they're in this position of being able to execute, and it really seems like this Diana Yasuo just has not been able to get together on the board because of the decisive plays that Spire are making.
Evil Gumi in a little bit of trouble, but you know, does have
So
that
yeah,
phase rush. Yeah, and like you're saying, the gold swinging back and forth in this game, back and forth. Nobody knows who game this is going to be. And, you know, I just hope everybody's packed their barf bags the way we're swinging back and forth here because this is a doozy. And now Baron is going to be started up here by Shadow Spire, and they burn this so fast thanks to Cassiopeia, thanks to Kaisa. And this is gone. There's no contest. They're going to look to get the play afterwards because Cooper Ninja TP'd in here, but the Shirelius popped here by Ice. He has the angle onto 3 members, waiting his time. Poppy Fox looking for it, but gets stunned up the second he tries to get the engage, and the Petra engage over top of 2 with the Cyclone. This is going to be a 5-man ace for the China Spider. Evil Gumi on the backside getting Cyclone, and it's Cyclone down. He's going to get chased down with Black Mass, picking it up here. Double kill, 4 boosters, no ultimates. Gumi actually does a lot of damage, but with Black Mass trying his best to get there. Phase rush and the saving Gumi's life. Booster's going to look for the snipe potentially, but I think Gumi's going to get out of here, and I think that might just be game here.
I think they're looking for it. They need to be careful though. Maybe it's just this turret, maybe it's the inhibitor, maybe not even. You don't even have the wave just yet. Even though it's baroned up, you're slowing a lot of the tempo on the rest of the map if you do overstay for this. And I think wisely so, we see 1 member reset here, but I feel like this is where you do need to be a little careful. You don't want to bite off more than you can chew here.
Evil Gumi
Turret's
play.
great. Beautiful play. Good call from them. Good call from them.
Yeah, I mean, they have such fast neutral objective damage because they drafted this Cassiopeia, because they have the Kaisa. They're able to just burn these objectives and immediately turn. And Poppy Fox tried to flash forward to get an ultimate on the 3 people, but Pinaholic was so quick on their E to get the knockup immediately onto Poppy Fox and follow it up with a taunt. There was just no play able to happen. Really well played by them. Beautiful reaction time to snap turn backwards to stop that all from happening, because I think if Monkeys pulled that trigger, it would have been disastrous for Shattered Spire.
I 100% agree. And another thing too, Ice actually got denied his engage as well from a Nautilus auto attack, and then the Cassiopeia R. So it was a huge, huge counterplay from them, and they executed perfectly, and on the map they didn't overextend, and you can see them once again. They have this vision, they have this priority set up now, so this is their game to lose at this point. At 30 minutes in, those death timers are most certainly long enough where you get 2 or 3 picks. You can start to look to close the game, if not double inhib, or maybe even triple, and that's when the game is yours, in theory.
Yeah, and I mean, it's only about a 4K gold lead here. So the game isn't over for the side of Monkeys. They just have to play their comp out the way they want to. They can still come back into this one, but it can be so hard with what they've drafted compared to the disengage options and re-engage options that Spire have. And we've seen them playing them very well this game. So it's really Monkeys is on the back foot here, but it's not undoable for them to come out. Just one good pick on a side lane, two good plays, win free. Oh no, DOV Ice is just gonna get iced in a second. Able to get the miasma out, being chased down. Wait, Cassiopeia flashing forward. Still looking for it. That's big. That's a Cassiopeia flash. The only flash used. Oh, Winfrey is going to be in some trouble here, but never mind. I think the snake has led him into a trap, and the Poppy Fox is the one who gets baited.
And it's so sad. You like the idea, you think it's there, but it's just not. You don't have the damage to be able to pull that off. Your team really focuses around the burst of that Diana and that Yasuo to start things off. In extended trades, you're not going to win in that instance. You're already outnumbered, and I don't really know what else you can do there besides, unfortunately, take the L. And I like to see what Spire's doing here. Looks like the reset won't be stopped, but they are playing for this inhibitor, and that mid lane right now should be able to net that up while Ryze tries to push for tier 2.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing to note is despite how strong Cool Pro Ninja was in this early game, he's down a whole level now to Pineaholic. It is 16 to 15. Evil Gumi, I believe, is sitting at level 18, so does have the advantage there. But I mean, overall, just the XP advantage for the side of Spire is so big and pretty crucial. I think rank 3 ultimate out of Yasuo is such an important break point. It becomes really hard to actually get that burst damage that you're expecting, especially with exhaust on Nautilus. I really do like that pickup by Penguin. It's something I do every time I see a Yasuo in my game. I just go, oh, exhaust. This champion does nothing anymore in a team fight.
Yeah, it really does seem like at the end of the day, like Spire's done a fantastic job of being able to shut this Yasuo down. Because yeah, you and I were both highlighting just how important this pick was going to be. You saw those tier 2s, those Greaves being picked up so early on in the game, and at that point you're looking like this Yasuo's looking great, but you can see maybe not so much. Good
Black Mass looking to go in here. The Cyclone comes out, and Cool Pro Ninja's all alone, and he was calling for his friends, and nobody was picking up because they knew what was coming. And a quick pickup there at the side of Shadow Spire as they're starting to look to pick up the win here. But DOV Ice has a flank angle and is going to be looking for it as the inhib falls. He's got his chance. It's now or never. Poppy Fox looking with him as Spire's grouped up as 4. The engage is possible, but it's hard because they're already on top of Poppy Fox. They're flashing forward. DOV Ice trying to get his best, able to get in there, but it's a quick burst kill. And oh no, DOV Ice is going to go down. TDK not able to do anything, going to fall himself, but Turret's doing so much damage. And never mind, Evil Gumi is actually the hero. Evil Gumi, more like the savior of literal monkeys, getting out so much damage under the turrets, and they don't even lose a Nexus turret for that play. Oh my gosh.
They don't lose a Nexus turret right now, and they actually have the inside track on the Baron. Those death timers most certainly favor you in this instance right here, and that's a huge play from Evil Gumi on that Ryze. I thought for sure the game is over. Not even close. The amount of damage that came through on those turrets, the amount of damage that came through on the Ryze AoE was more than enough to be able to clean those members up here, and we'll see exactly what literal monkeys are able to do. Now, you have 2 inhibs down. That sucks, but Kupro Ninja's doing exactly what he needs to do, which is push these waves out as far as he can to buy as much time for his team. So, we'll see. This game state's definitely teetering. There's no doubt about that. Just, is literal monkeys able to withhold this pressure? Are they willing to concede this Baron? Or do we see Shattered Spire really to push to try to take that triple inhib and end the game? Like, these are the questions that are running through my mind.
So the Baron has spawned. Boostus is on the bottom side here. Maybe potentially going to bait Cool Pro Ninja into 1v1ing him. Because we can see Pineaholic on the minimap rotating down here. But Cool Pro Ninja is taking that recall, has the TP. So if they wanted to, they could force a 3v5 play up here around the Baron. But we see Evil Gumi sitting in a bush. Poppy Fox pushed out that top wave. DOV Ice getting the sweep in and sweep down. This could be the play that you are looking for on the side of literal monkeys. Now Boostus takes the reset, running down the mid lane, trying to get in range for their ultimate, and as is Pineaholic pushing out bottom lane, gonna try to get that heroic entrance range up here because he has no TP, but Poppy Fox is going to take a lot of damage from Winfrey here. He actually could just go down. He has to dash back in, is looking for all the damage. The Petrine gaze on the Poppy Fox, but Winfrey doing so much damage. And oh my gosh, the rest of Shadow Spire is here. 2 down for the side of Literal Monkeys, Poppy Fox and DOV Ice. They were trying to save each other, trying to save themselves, but neither of them able to be successful in that one. And now Witch Black Mask pushing forward here. TDK and Cool Pro Ninja. Oh no, guys, you were caught between a Shattered Spire and a hard place. Cool Pro Ninja has to flash out. TDK with the dash away. Cyclone already used by Witch Black Mask. No Galio Taunt here on Pinaholic. So this is going to be the defense. This is the Trojans. This is the 300 out of Gumi, Ninja, and TDK against the forces of Shattered Spire. Oh, Cool Pro Ninja hooked in here, but the damage is already done. He's already bursted down. TDK gonna try to kite this one out, gets taunted up by Pinaholic, but Evil Gumi doing so much damage. Penguin's still alive. Winfrey trying to kite out, goes down to Evil Gumi. Pinaholic taking damage from the turret. Evil Gumi popping. Oh, picking up a double kill here. Boostus takes out the top lane turret, can't pick up the inhibitor. DOV Ice looking for it. We see the ultimate coming out of Evil Gumi. Boostus in a bad spot now. The rest of the team, the slow. Out of the Zeri Q. Oh no, AO Penguin is trying to save Boostus, but it's not gonna work. Flash roll over by DOV Ice. Grant Anderson the knockup. Penguin ignited, trying to get away. TDK and Poppy Fox now still on the chase. The flash away from Penguin. The Grand Entrance going to miss. Shirley is popped by DOV Ice. This fight is never ending. Winfrey's taking a red buff as Baron is started up by Poppy Fox and TDK.
You have to Baron right now. Winfrey maybe can stop this, but I don't think he can. Looks like this is going to be going down as we do see the Cassiopeia moving. I just don't think it's going to be in time. We'll see if he can make the hero play.
Winfrey looking for it, got to slow on to TDK, but knocked up here by DOV Ice. Poppy Fox and TDK trying to finish this one up. Evil Gumi TPing in, flash away by Winfrey. Miasma down, Evil Gumi not able to follow that one up, and that is Baron for the side of Literal Monkeys. This game isn't over, Turk.
Evil Gumi is a freak, man. This guy is so good. You think the game's done twice, but not even close, man. That Rise AoE, when you bunch up trying to play for those Nexus turrets, it's just so punishing. And this is like the only timer. This is the only timer. This is the only chance they'll ever be able to get the Baron in like the whole game. And they find that window, and they actually net it. So you probably can't get a lot off this Baron, but you most certainly prevent the game from ending right here. You have one inhib down, that sucks, but your Nexus turrets respawn.
Oh no, Poppy Fox in a lot of trouble here. Caught out immediately again, gonna go down. AO Penguin, set flash forward by Witch Black Mask. The Cyclone hanging on to two. DOV Ice trying his best to save everybody. TDK caught up here. DOV Ice gonna try to get away. Evil Gumi, you have to be the savior, but you are getting so much damage, but you deal so much damage back. Trying to kite this one out, going on the Boostus, but the body blocking from Winfrey is there. DOV Ice gonna end up falling down here to Pinaholic. In the end, the fadeaway doesn't go, but Boostus is there for the auto, and so they've come so far to fall so short. Literal Monkey's not gonna be able to do this one. Shattered Spire pushing for the 2-0 series win here.
I got a tear in my eye. I'm gonna be real with you. I got a single tear. Like, it looked so good, and I saw like the storyline. It was all there, but unfortunately, it just wasn't meant to be tonight. This is going to be a 2-0 here coming out from the Shattered Spire, and kudos to them. Game 1 definitely looked like it was in their favor. Game 2 was back and forth, but they showed a lot of resilience there. They were able to close out, and like I said, kudos to them. On the opposite side, Literal Monkeys, I liked the draft that you pulled off. It just seemed like you weren't able to execute. The Diana and Yasuo weren't really able to sync up. I don't think we actually saw one of those combos come through with both of those ults. So those two picks, while I liked them in the draft, when it came down to the execution, not so much. But I think those are all easy fixes. So there's lots of good things to be able to take away from both teams. But at the end of the day, the Shattered Spire, they look pretty solid.
Yeah, and I mean, big shout out to Monkeys. This whole series, they played with a sub support and able to make some of these games look as close as they did. My heart goes out to Evil Gumi, absolutely popping off on that Rise in game number 2. I mean, he did less damage to the Diana. That is crazy.
That is kind of crazy when you really look at it like that.
That is wild, but I mean, shout out to Monkeys. They played their hearts out. Sadly, they're going to drop to 0-2 here as the Spire picks up another win, going to advance their record to 2-0 on the season. But, you know, great games out of both teams. Definitely a lot to take home from both teams, good and bad, and a lot to work on. But, you know, what are your closing thoughts here, Turk?
I mean, that was... Regardless of how the score looks, that was a very competitive series. So it was nice to see the blows being traded from both teams. Lots of cross-mapping happening. Overall, I'd be pretty happy with that series as a whole. And yeah, unfortunately, you do drop to 0-2. by no means is it the end of the world. There's still plenty of time to be able to recover. So I think if they're able to dial in a couple of these little missteps that ended up happening, and truthfully they were consistent. They were consistent little missteps, which are all easy to fix as far as I'm concerned. So I feel like if they get that figured out, like their drafts to me look great. Like I love their drafts. So, no, I guess really at the end of the day, it was good games by both teams, but the execution is really what mattered, and the Shattered Spire proved that they were the better team tonight.
Yeah, I want to thank everybody for coming on this Friday night for a special Premier League stream between Spire and Literal Monkeys. That being said, on Saturday we will have 2 games, and then on Sunday we will only have 1 Premier League game this week, as this game, which was scheduled for Sunday, has been moved to tonight because of the Super Bowl. If you do watch that, if you don't watch sports ball, that's on you. But, you know, I want to thank Turk for coming in, stepping in and casting with me tonight. I want to thank Shivim in the back and making all this work. I want to shout out our sponsors, Procomps, everybody here. And, you know, I've been Chunk Selmo. This has been Turk. And, you know, have a good night, everybody.
Yep, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
The brisk, chilling air is calling, and out there we're free to run and jump and live so wildly. Head first we'll go tumbling through places unknown, with nothing but the stars to light our way. And though the sun may set at night, tomorrow looks so bright. 'Cause home is when you're by my side. No matter what we do, together we'll see it through. And I hope that we won't drift apart, even though things change. Without you, it's not the same.